Ladies and gentlemen, it's no secret that I am a fan of Google's Pixel devices. I like the way that their UI looks. It feels very cozy and very homey to me. I like the features that they tend to go for. They tend to be features that I find useful, that I enjoy, but that does not mean that there are not times when I am using my Pixel devices where I run into situations where I think, man, I really wish that this particular feature was here, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. A handful of things that I just don't understand how we still don't have on Pixel devices. For all the great things that we do have, things that they are amazing at, these are the features that I think are still missing. And the first one that I want to talk about is the one that kind of gave me the idea for this video. On different phones, be it a OnePlus Open, be it a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, just say OnePlus phones, Samsung phones, you can go into their gallery app and you can instantaneously pop the background off of an image and have that transparency. You can remove that background. I find that feature to be very useful. You cannot do that in Google Photos. But what's really strange here is that if you go into Pixel Studio, you generate an image on the fly. This is a great feature. I'm actually using it quite a bit. You can make these very quick images, and you go into stickers and tools. I can then draw around this item, this object, this Siamese cat, and it has now been popped out, and I can make it into a sticker. This is the exact feature that I'm talking about. They clearly have the capability of doing this, but they've relegated it to inside Pixel Studio and nowhere else. To make matters even stranger, you can select your own images inside Pixel Studio, and you can do the exact same thing and it will work. You can create a sticker that way, but you can't do it inside Google Photos. Make the UI, put it in there. It's just not logical. Item number 2 comes down to customization. Now, by and large, I like what we have on Pixel devices. If you go into wallpaper and style, there are quite a few pretty decent things. You can pick different colors that it's going to accent your entire device with in a rather transformative way. You've got different lock screen clocks that you can choose from. Look, we could probably stand to have a few more different options there, but if you go into more wallpapers, you have AI-generated wallpapers, which I do think often look quite good. But the thing that I want to talk about is the fact that what we don't have the ability to do here is go in and set a custom icon pack. We absolutely need to have that ability. What we do have are these themed icons. And in theory, this should be pretty close to what I want, I guess. I'd still like to have themed icon packs because you can get a totally different style. But if we could get themed icons that worked well, that would probably satisfy me. But as you can see here, when I set that to on, and then I go into a folder, you can see that some of my icons are themed and they look pretty good, and some of my icons aren't themed because a lot of the apps I use just don't support this. And it looks even worse when you go into your app drawer and see that none of them are themed in the app drawer. It's just kind of nonsensical. I have dogs that are going absolutely crazy while I'm trying to film. What we need here is the ability to force all of these icons to take on a theme. Otherwise, the themed icons thing that's been in beta forever just isn't useful. I would also love to see them, I've actually seen rumors this might happen, bring back the ability to change the shape of the icons. If you do those things, give us, all the icons being themed and the ability to change the shape, I could probably forgive you for not giving us the ability to do icon packs in a perfect world. Give us all of those things. That would be really, really nice. But while we're talking about customization, these are things that have also kind of been rumored to some degree. They need to give us the ability to move or remove some of the home screen elements. I tend to really like the at-a-glance bar up here at the top. It comes in handy. I've got a reminder to take some medication here shortly. I love seeing this stuff. It's actually saved my rear on a couple of podcast appearances that have totally slipped my mind, if not for seeing it, because it's in my calendar. Hey, you have a podcast appearance coming up, and I go, oh man, I gotta get ready for that. I like that feature, but I know some of you don't, and you want to be able to move it or remove it. That needs to be a thing. That just seems like such a basic thing for us to be able to do. The same thing goes for the Google search bar down at the bottom. We need to be able to do stuff with these that we just can't do. Give us a little bit more freedom. As you can tell, I am a big fan of home screen widgets, but one feature that Samsung has that I would absolutely love to see Google steal for Android broadly are stackable widgets. They are really, really cool. So basically, instead of having just a widget there, you have a widget and another widget that you can scroll through them and it will go through and show you multiple different widgets. It allows you to basically save space, but still have whatever information those widgets contain at a quick, easy access. I love that feature. Need it on my Pixel. And speaking of Samsung stuff that I wish that they would steal, let's just talk about desktop mode, right? We've seen the progress being made on this with the Pixel tablet. I'm not going to go deep into this because I've talked about this a million times already, but it looks good, right? But Samsung has DeX and it works on all of their devices. You can plug one of these phones in and boom, there is a full desktop mode. I don't use DeX nearly as much as I used to, but I would love to have it as an option. And I would absolutely love even more than that if we had the ability to run that desktop mode locally on the device itself like a Galaxy Tab. That would be absolutely amazing and a potential game changer when it comes to productivity. And sort of feeding directly back into that, yes, we do have the ability to have two applications open in split screen. I've said this also a million times, but the thing that I want to add to this is not a third app in split screen because I don't think that that's all that useful. What I want are floating windows. We need floating windows yesterday. And maybe the way that they implement it is by giving us that desktop mode. That would be absolutely amazing. We got to have floating windows. And I always get comments about this too. I have people say, Shane, Pixels do have floating windows, but I think what most people are actually thinking of are picture-in-picture windows. And don't get me wrong, those are very useful. I actually use them all the time. Now you have this little floating window. You can pinch to zoom it out, stick it up there in a corner. And then if I want to go ahead and swipe up and hold, and let's grab Threads again. And then I can grab the Play Store again, and I can put that over here. And now, in a way, you do have three applications, but it's not in the way that I'm meaning. It's good, but it needs to be better to keep up with, to compete with the Samsungs, the OnePluses of the world. But guys, that is just my list. If you are a Pixel user, what features do you feel like they need to steal from other manufacturers and bring over? Or heck, invent your own feature. Think of something that you think just needs to be a part of a modern smartphone experience. Let me know in those comments down below. Subscribe for more content just like this. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.